Alright guys, welcome in. I hope we are doing okay. If you guys don't know what we're playing, I'll tell you here in a minute. I heard about this game a while back, and I kind of did some probing into it, and it looked fun. I don't know if I should be putting a trigger warning in here, but it did mention, some dark themes. So, trigger warning. Dark themes. If you guys don't watch. I'm not going to be doing this in sections. I'm going to be doing the entire game. And whatever ending we get, we get. By the way, this is called Don't Eat the Cashier. So, I don't know. I don't know what this game is. I don't know what this game is about. All I know is it's called Don't Eat the Cashier. So, yeah. Okay. So I go for short. Yes. I don't know what this is. Sometimes I really wonder, how did I end up here? Not that I dreamed of a career as a neurosurgeon or an astronaut, but for crying out loud, working at a gas station? On the other hand, money's money. I sent out resumes to every conceivable and inconceivable place, applying for every position where I could somehow use my degree in art. 0 responses. Now see, college isn't for everybody. Just saying. I had to swallow my pride and find at least something. I found this note stuck to the glass at the bus stop. Human or organism wanted for work at gas station. Organism's duties include selling food for mouth, silence and obedience, household tasks, obeying those who are more ancient. Friendly team offers new and old faces of friends, long indifferent life, consumption of nourishment, juicy juices, trips to human places. Okay. Food for mouth. Seriously? Guy's got a style of his own. Apparently the manager's just an eccentric dude, or this is some new marketing tactic to grab attention? Whatever. People often told me that I have my quirks too, and that's even if they haven't seen my fursuit. Oh, she a furry. Okay, I'm a furry. Well, whatever. As long as he's not a complete jerk who'll hit on me or make me scrub the floors with a tooth. Hold on, guys. I have an irritated kitty under my bed. Give me just a minute. Baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Go on, buddy. Go. Go. Come on, it's open. Okay. Come on. Now. Hold on, Lilith. Give me a second. Baby. Come on. Oh, there you go. Good boy. Okay. All right. Oh, God, everything's falling. Okay, shit. Okay, sorry, guys. I had to have my roommate lure a fussy kitty out from under my bed. Okay, where are we? Eyeballs. Okay, shit. I didn't scream. I couldn't move. My brain feverishly tried to find any category for this in its database. Hallucination, psychosis, too many energy drinks, a typical middle manager. The monster from my nightmare stirred. Its tentacles crept closer to the counter. Okay, if we're getting tentacles involved in this, I already know where this is going. My God. The creature made a sound, not from a mouth, it had none. The sound emanated from deep within its bulk, hollow, profound, bone-shaking. Oh God, it's a tentacle monster! Why is it a tentacle monster? Why is its name Bob? Okay, Bob the tentacle monster, everybody. Say hi to Bob. Greetings, organism. I am Bob, the indescribable and terrifying consumer of worlds. But you, grain of sand, may call me Manager Bob. Wow. No. This isn't real. I'm dreaming. I need to wake up. You will sell food for mouths and obey me, for I am ancient. Memorize the rules of this establishment, for my patience is as limited as the salary I offer you. Rule number 1, you sell, no matter what. Chicken food for the mouth, gremlin fuel, noodles made from cursed souls. Lottery tickets for extra limb raffles, discount rot, ritual foil, everything must be sold. He points directly at me with that creepy, slimy tentacle. Okay. Yeah, no. I'm gonna keep that thought in my head. Every miserable unit of currency brings me closer to my triumphant exit from this pitiful hole. I pinched myself, but didn't wake up. Rule number 2, be polite to customers. Ignore bald spots in werewolf fur and watch out for drafts when ectoplasmic energetic entities are in the store. Okay. What? But don't let them get too bold. Customers are just walking containers for currency, and they should only pay in monetary units. Payment in extraterrestrial dread or hair of the dead is not accepted. Many of them come here just to chat because they are idle and purposeless organisms. Your task is to make them part with their currency anyway. It is also your duty to heal organisms if they are injured, using special kits. If they die, they can't give away currency. My voice is as polite as possible. I've managed to compress my primal screaming panic into a tight ball and shove it deep down. Werewolves? And that's not to mention that you yourself are a giant meatball with tentacles, damn you. I shall answer your question, curious, polite organism. Werewolves and ectoplasmic entities are just a few examples of the many insignificant life forms that frequent this establishment. What unites them is that they are all slaves to consumption just like your kind. You are I can't call it a racist. You're an organismist. There we go. As for my nature, I am your immediate supervisor and the guarantor of your future financial prosperity. I'm a gas station for monsters. I got a job with Cthulhu for minimum wage. That's fair. That is all you need to know. That really is all I need to know. I fear any more knowledge will surely drive me insane. For the first time, something resembling approval flickered across Bob's many-eyed face. A rare and unexpected display of the grains of wisdom that have not yet left the human species. Embrace your ignorance. Let it become your shield and a direct path to the status of Human Employee of the Month. And what does the Human Employee of the Month get? A cash bonus of 25 cents. Now, you cheap son of a bitch. I understand that you, human, are already extremely excited about this, but that's not all. You will also have access to the Elite Manager's restroom for 1 full work cycle. During its use, there is only a 7% chance that you will be transported to a dimension of endless pain, suffering, and unimaginable torment. That sounds just like my fucking life. Truly generous. He suddenly places a jar in front of me on the counter. And the last rule, remember, organism, this tip container must be filled with money by the end of your wake cycle. If the bottom of the jar is visible, you will clean the sanitary rooms with this object in the dimension of absolute horrors and suffering for 2,510 years. Okay. I couldn't take my eyes off the fork, the potential tool of my eternal servitude. At this moment, my mind was fully capitulated. Yes, I was hired by a multi-eyed cosmic architect squid. Yes, my clients will be non-humans. Yes, I'm being threatened with a fork and eternal toilet cleaning. How could anyone clean anything with a fork? The same will happen if you even think of escaping before the end of your work contract. My ocular sensorium perceives the subtlest of matters. It will detect you in any corner of this pitiful planetary sphere. Crap, I'm stuck here. I'm in a trap. Do you understand, organism? 2510, why not 2511? Yes, sir. Acceptable. Goodbye, organism. Good luck in your currency acquisition and button pressing. I think I can handle this. Adequate. The willingness to fulfill your work duties deserves my emotional approval. Human entity, you are acceptable. God. If you accept a monetary reward instead of an emotional one, you need to immediately reconsider your moral compass. Greed is a highly condemned trait for a human organism. This concludes the briefing. Remain as polite an organism as you are. He didn't turn around as a human would. His tentacles simply shifted his entire mass in another direction with a soft gurgling sound, and he waddled across the linoleum. Finally, he left me alone. The silence at the gas station was broken only by the hum of refrigerators containing juicy juices and the buzzing of the neon lamp above my head. I stood in the same spot as if rooted to the ground. My breath returned to me in a sharp, uneven gasp. My hands were shaking. The tip jar, which I needed to fill to avoid ending up in a dimension of ancient horrors, still stood proudly on the counter. Okay, so what just happened? Option 1. I've gone insane. That's the most logical conclusion. Prolonged stress from job hunting, malnutrition, nerves, anxiety, and disrupted sleep schedule. My brain just malfunctioned. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to wake up on my couch in my dingy rented apartment. I pinched myself again. And nothing. I scanned the room once more. It smelled of gasoline and old coffee. It was still absurdly real. And that meant everything he said. It was all true. Werewolves, vampires, tips, the fork. A hysterical mix of laughter and a scream of terror welled up in my throat, but I held it back. I needed to get through this. I needed to. Okay. Oh no, don't tell me that's the first customer. Bells? What the hell? Hi? Shit. Where the hell did this clown come from? It took great effort not to look away from those red eyes burning in the pitch black darkness. Guys, hold on. Hold on. Okay, give me a sec. I'm gonna turn this down. There we go. That's better. Fuck. Okay. Go back. Alright, there we go. It took great effort not to look away from those red eyes burning in the pitch black darkness. Is he amused? Is he wondering if I'm tasty? Bob didn't exactly give any guarantees that I wouldn't get devoured at work. Why does that sound weirdly fucking kinky? My brain, still recovering from the encounter with Bob, was frantically trying to figure out how to break this ringing silence. Okay, it's better to be polite. Good evening, sir. What would you like to purchase? Purchase? I would like to purchase your attention. Oh God, why? Okay, you're kinda not half bad looking. Shut up, Sayako, shut the fuck up. I suppose that's free. It's sort of included in the service package. My dear, what a charmingly naive idea. Nothing of value is truly free. Especially when it comes to such a beautiful, modest lady. However, I'm one of those who think modesty befits anyone. I believe it needs to be fit on, like, trousers, which is my least favorite piece of clothing. You are a fucking freak. Let's consider it a special gift or a special client, judging by the look in your eyes. You're first. Damn. I don't even know what's better, this guy as my first customer or an exoplasmic entity, or is it ectoplasmatic? Fuck. My God, another crazy person with a strange way of speaking. And it seems he's in the mood for a chat. So, what is a beautiful, charming lady like you doing in such a dreadful, dirty island of misfortune? Or, rather, is it a place like this doing with such a charming lady as you? Oh, wait, where are my manners? I suppose I must introduce myself. I have many names, most of which are not fit to be spoken in the company of a lovely lady. The nicest I've heard is the Mad King, a title I plan to pass from me to myself for the coming centuries. However, my mortal mother named me Darren. I don't know. We'll go with that. Now, may I have your hand? Be nice. Remember, we're supposed to be making sure that they part with their money. He suddenly bows his head and presses his lips to my knuckles. Oh God, why? 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 Okay, why? Why am I enjoying this? What the fuck's wrong with me? Meeting you is truly a pleasure. I can't do voices. Don't expect me to. This is the best you're gonna get. His lips are cold, yet a ghostly warmth spreads across my skin. So here I am, dealing with a real gentleman, how lovely, or a king, as he calls himself. Of all the kings and emperors locked in their soft chambers, this one has probably found a way to escape. Oh boy, may I know your name? I don't immediately realize he's asking me a question, still in a daze from that gentlemanly kiss. My name is Sayako, sir. Ah, my dear Sayako, you are so polite. He seems to savor my name. It sends shivers down my spine. Yeah, it kind of does, actually. IRL. No shit. And that politeness again, as dry and bland as the rations I gave my soldiers, the most creaky of all the decrees signed. And I've signed decrees that required people to weave ropes from sand just for fun, mostly mine. Polite people never risk anything, no friends, no enemies. How is that interesting? Imagine how wonderful it would be if we became enemies. Those would be the most interesting few seconds of your life. Is he going to kill me? Or friends? Then it would be a delightful eternity. Oh god. Oh god, no, not that one! Oh, shit. Why am I even agreeing to that one? Pragmatism. The dullest of all human traits. Second only to complete paralysis. But it's so reckless to say such things to someone who can really turn you into anything. For example, the dancing sausage with 100 little legs, or 10 leprechauns in trench coat bound by a terrible secret, or the world's largest bacterium, or... Okay. A kettle that can boil everything except water. I smile nervously, trying not to show the horror that's gripped me. There's probably no sales course that covers how to deal with such clients. I feel like I'm sitting on a barrel of TNT. I feel like my brain's turning to jelly. And I don't understand when we'll finally get to the point. We've been talking for 5 minutes, but it feels like an eternity. And I've got to somehow squeeze a tip out of this guy, and not lose my mind. 2 utterly impossible tasks when dealing with a regular person, let alone another cosmic entity. So let's finally get to the purpose of my visit. Finally! It's completely unknown to me. Oh, for crying out loud! There's nothing interesting in the assortment of this pathetic shack. Except for you, so I'm buying your time. Let's have dinner. I'm sure you must be hungry. Oh no. Allow me to create a more pleasant atmosphere for us. Oh shit, wait. I'm shivering from a gust of icy wind. He just teleported half of my gas station to a radioactive dump. Or a radioactive dump to my gas station? And the jar's gone. My freaking jar. Nice. What a wonderful place for dinner. Radioactive cockroaches on the menu? Of course. The local delicacy. Pan-fried in their own radioactive juices to preserve the flavor. Crispy on the outside, still alive on the inside. They grant you the most thrilling superpowers. However, I can't go long without familiar landscapes. Already ruined lands make me melancholic because all the fun has happened without me. Disgusting. Allow me. This is something seemingly less radioactive. Amazingly, I haven't thrown up yet. It feels like I've been flushed twice through an interdimensional toilet. I clear my throat. It seems like I'm sitting at a table. Much better, wouldn't you agree? Couldn't be better. Still gotta be nice. Words of a true poet, Sayako. My two favorite categories, strange and beautiful. This place is much more than a home. It's my cage and my greatest canvas for creativity. Every ugly tree, every mad toad, every eye-bearing mushroom, it's all a piece of me. Marvelous place, except when the rocks grow legs and start running. Including those that people make their homes out of. And now you're part of this place too. Isn't it wonderful? I'm slowly getting used to the landscape. Fireflies here are quite charming. But it'd be better without that frog with human face. The frog notices me too, and lets out a sad croak and then looks at me with an expression of deep existential despair. Say nothing or point at the frog. I think it would be rude to point at the frog. Tyrion seems to notice my discomfort anyway. His gaze follows mine until it too lands on the strange frog. Seems you've noticed my pal Lore? I see him and he sees me. That's Lore, one of the brave souls who dared to challenge my authority, my dear friend who once walked the path of adventure. However, he didn't foresee the possibility of being turned into a frog on a whim. He even tried to wield a sword with his tiny froggy legs. Fought to the end, a true warrior. Now, however, his foes are mosquitoes and bigger frogs. Tell me, dear, does he bother you? His little existential froggy crisis, I mean, is it ruining the ambiance? He looks at me with an interested expression. Can you remove him gently? He's suffered enough. But a soft heart you have, my father used to say. A soft heart means soft brains, but I find all things soft quite charming. Let's slowly land on something soft, and it won't even be a big, soft snake. Ugh. So, dinner. I'm sure you must be starving. Traveling between realities must be exhausting. This looks strange, but it smells delicious. Meat with honey? Oh shit. And next to the meat, a purple soup, possibly made from a less fortunate cashier. Okay. Whether the food is poisoned or not, if I refuse, His Highness might turn me into a frog too. So I pick up a fork from the table. And this is the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. It's 100 times better than these cheap instant noodles I usually buy in supermarkets. Even the fact that I'm currently in some other universe surprisingly doesn't seem to harm my appetite. It seems you enjoy our cuisine. My chefs have always managed to cook well, on those occasions when I noticed it. I assure you, you won't regret this dinner, at least not for the first half hour after the meal. I'm merely hospitable. I'm delighted to share a meal with a dear guest who clearly appreciates good food. But I suppose cheap Chinese noodles would make you appreciate anything. Please, eat your fill. And don't hesitate to stash what you don't eat in your pockets. It'll give you an exquisite aroma and provide a few interesting mysterious stains. I poke at the food with my fork and watch the peculiar scenery from the corner of my eye. A silence hangs between us that might even be called cozy where I enter heavy narcotics. Don't ask silly questions, return to eating. What's your favorite animal? Glad you asked. It's right here on our plate. Just kidding. But I do need some time to think. Let's see. The riding flea has its own charm. Very disgusting ones. Carnivorous butterflies are beautiful, but they're dumb and noisy. And as we know, only when what's empty inside makes a noise. Or what's in my head. It's always ringing. Oh, wait. Oh no. Oh, okay. I think it's a dog. It loves its owner with all its heart, whether they're a saint or a serial killer, and it doesn't notice the difference. It lives in a constant joyful state of blissful ignorance and misplaced enthusiasm. Oh god, I thought he was talking about the fucking food for a second. Oh god, never mind. Brain no brain. A creature that is endless joy and the utterly meaningless. It's truly inspiring. Dogs are the jesters of the animal world, and I adore them for it. Especially the small, wrinkly one. What about you? Cats. To them, we're probably the jesters. Oh, indeed. They are the true rulers of this reality, tiny, furry gods of apathy and disdain, and we're all their obedient, foolish caretakers. I am a cat mom. I know that all too well. I have 2 of them. But I've been lucky enough to escape their tyranny and instead enjoy my own, and feed those around me. I return to my meal, and just as I chew another bite, I hear His Highness's voice. By the way, how does the meat taste? Is the human flesh tender? Oh, God! So I'm eating human. My fork freezes halfway. I could choose to be a smartass in this particular instance. Or... oh, shit. That one. Ow, that fucking look. Yes! Oh, that look is priceless. I meet his gaze slowly and with all authority placed a piece of meat in my mouth and begin to chew without breaking eye contact. I can't remember ever seeing someone so shocked in my life. His mad grin vanishes, his eyes widen, and his own fork freezes halfway to his mouth. For one precious, glorious, sweet moment, the Lord of Chaos is completely and utterly baffled. My dear, you are a true treasure. Oh, God. You didn't just call my bluff. You raised the stakes to the sky. No, it's certainly not human. It's just venison, as far as I can tell by taste, not very intelligent. It's definitely not Timmy, our carpenter who unexpectedly disappeared near the large kitchen cauldron. Perfectly sized fit-in. Definitely not. I'm personally issued several decrees relating to cannibalism, perhaps even concerning its prohibition, but that's beside the point. I rarely have visitors, and I'd like to tell you about other interesting guests. After all, it's the most fascinating thing I can share with you. For a place where mushrooms with eyes grow, it can be incredibly dull here. Shadows in the clearing thicken and stir. They detach from the gnarled trees, rising up from the ground like black ink and spread across the wall. Dancing and intertwining, they prepare to perform at their master's whim. Behold this incredibly crooked castle, my dear, crooked to the point of absurdity, sadly. In reality, its curves look far more aesthetic, but give the creator some leeway for expressiveness. Many brave and not so bright souls have tried to conquer this terrifying, dark, eerie, crooked castle, so many that it became even more crooked. You see, the dreadful monster living there never liked being distracted from its important duties. Terribly important duties, like having long, deep conversations with its own reflection or concocting recipes with raisins. Listen, the monster was a tyrant, a menace. He sowed chaos and disorder, mostly on purpose. He had countless opportunities for creativity and wasn't afraid to use them. He made some people believe they were pigeons and others that they were grains. He wouldn't allow his best servants to have windows, fearing that the moon and both suns would get envious and want to take them away. And he demanded they seal the gaps and the doors as well. He locked wizards who came to him for magical gifts in a giant laboratory, and promised them power if they invented a kettle that could boil everything except water. But behold, a ray of light in the Dark Kingdom, the first hero, Sir Lorelei, the righteous, in all his clanging, self-important glory. He took a knee to rest briefly because of the weight of his righteousness was bad for the health of his poor back. Following rumors spread by the same monster, he fought his way through the monster's loyal subjects to... By the way, where did he even find them? Most of my subjects are too busy contemplating the color of lamenting their fate. I cherish them in their imperfection. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They were probably the most restless of them. Every story needs minions. In any case, our hero descended into the Grotto of Despair, the Grotto of Tentacles. Imagine the most sinister name you can conjure. Grotto of my parents' disappointment in me. Yeah, that sounds about fucking right. The Grotto of Despair sounds about right. Indeed, it's a place where one can so wonderfully despair. Let's not get sidetracked. Into the Grotto of Despair, our hero descended to retrieve the artifact capable of defeating the Monster King. The Ring of Incredible Power. A bit shoddily crafted, but I assure you it looks more aesthetic in real life. However, the brave knight didn't know that the incredible power of the ring lay in its 440-pound weight. That was the only magical property. The only incredible thing about this ring was its incredible stupidity and uselessness. The realization that he had spent weeks of his life on a divinely heavy paperweight, and the sudden crushing thought that he should have become a baker instead of a hero, just to get some sleep. Well, it broke his poor noble mind. Not that his mind was ever intended for serious burdens. Not meaningfully waiting for him to continue. So, the knight perished. But then along came Elmer Eagle-Eye. They say he earned his nickname by escaping from an enemy fortress. On the third day of his captivity, he noticed that the prison cell was lacking the fourth wall. An archer of legendary skill who tried to kill me with a precise shot, constantly, during breakfast, while bathing at balls, during sleep, and even while I was devising a plan to get rid of him. The audacity. I hate just killing them. Turning them into madmen is much more fun. And I bestowed a little curse upon the elf as well. I made it so that every time he drew his bowstring, he'd hear the most annoying melody to his ears.
We have a problem.
Okay.
Water changes. Might be an intruder.
That is a problem. I mean,
That's why I said mine.
there really isn't a whole lot we can do right now.
No, but if I will be talking to
Mm-hmm.
it may my child's coming soon.
Right.
If there's a fire in this house, I will murder someone.
That is fair. That is very fair.
I have one wonderful fucking day,
And now this.
but now I'm fucking pissed.
That's fair. Can you shut Andy's door, please? Go ahead.
I'm gonna see if you can finish with I need something.
That's fair. Elmer was terrible racist. Okay, I set a trigger warning in here. At the very beginning, I did mention a trigger warning, so yes. He hated dwarves, so naturally the melody became the national anthem of the dwarves, played in a loop by a bagpipe orchestra. The pure rage it provoked derailed his aim every time. Eventually, he stormed the castle, dropped his bow, and begged for a job at my court in exchange for changing the song to anything else. He was desperate, and I was a villain. Everything aligned incredibly well. Now he's my royal huntsman. The dwarf march is replaced with a lively elven sea shanty, and no one dare accuse me of being callous and heartless. Now he has a salary, good food, clothing, entertainment, and a full guarantee of non-dismemberment. Happy ending. Right? For me? Absolutely. I've never had such a good hunter in my life. I never quite figured out where he gets all those species of animals, but no matter. And then finally, the witch. In a classic giant hat under which you could easily fit another witch. She tried a different approach, seduction. She attempted to charm me, to gain my trust, to become my spouse. A fatal miscalculation. She didn't consider the fact that I never trusted big hats or people, especially when both come hand in hand, and those who wear suspenders and a belt at the same time. A person who doesn't even trust their own pants certainly doesn't even trust His Highness. Then again, I don't trust His Highness either. I don't trust myself, especially the left side of my brain, especially on Thursdays. But back to hats. Hats don't evoke any particular feelings in me. No love, no hate, not even mild annoyance. Really? I suggest you quickly develop a strong opinion about them. They say it is a highly entertaining hobby and useless, like any good hobby. Meanwhile, the witch was quite overt in her murderous intentions, jingling with all her concealed weapons. Why does a witch need so many hidden blades? She must have been very bad at witchery. In any case, she now resides in my dungeon, and you see, I haven't decided what to do with her yet. Her fate, blank slate, a story yet to be written, so I offer you the pen. I simply adore random choices. Give me yours, Sayako. What punishment befits her? What? Does he really want me to decide what to do with a real person? Can I even save her? And does it matter what I choose? Everything here follows his whims anyway. But as long as I play the circus monkey, I have a chance to get out of here alive. Maybe I should just entertain him? Damn, what should I do? Ooh, I think the craziest thing would be to spare her. No one would expect that. Turn her into a hat, a small one. I refuse to decide her fate. He doesn't like hats. He's... A quiet chuckle escapes his lips. Using mercy as a weapon of chaos, are we? To forgive her not out of kindness, but because it's the most illogical, unpredictable, and therefore maddening thing. She'll spend her life waiting for me to change my mind, waiting for me to jump out from behind a tree and send her back to the dungeon. Wonderful. Such an incredible psychological torment. So be it. Well, at least she'll be alive. Something's missing from this tale. You never told me about the monster itself. Dear, who cares about this monsters anyway? Insist or give up? Insist. If monsters are the muck, then I'm the pig. He chuckles softly. Charming, but no. These truffles are just for me. Damn it. The shadows finally dissolved into nothingness. I just saved someone from a terrifying fate at the hands of a madman. I feel a certain pride. It will be a pleasant addition to the horror I've felt for the past hour. I'm afraid royal duties await me. Our time is up. I shall see you back. I shall send you back, Sayako. I rise from the chair. I squeeze my eyes shut. The light is blinding even with my eyes closed. So unusual after all this darkness. The jar is empty. The jerk didn't even leave me any tips. He nearly drove me crazy and didn't even leave money. Greetings, organism. How is your work progressing? I see the first transaction. Oh boy. Failed. Report immediately. How did this happen? How this happened, organism? The client tried to pay with existential dread. Oh, yes, that particular currency. The exchange rate is terrible, and it's very difficult to deposit into an interdimensional bank. Also, too many bureaucratic complications. So it's also your task to dissuade them from this method of payment and make them pay with regular currency. Continue working. I leave in extreme displeasure with you. And I hasten to remind you of the threat of punishment again. You don't have many chances left to fill this jar before the end of your wake cycle. Goodbye, Mr. Manager. Your tentacles shine particularly beautifully this time of day. Don't even try to primate flattery to distract me from your blatant incompetence. The aesthetic quality of my appendages has no bearing on your inability to extract money from a paying client. However, it is noted. Goodbye. He slips across the floor to his office. As soon as Bob's rhythmic wet slaps fade away, a deep silence descends on the station. One moment I'm in a surreal forest, dining on purple goo with a mad god. The next moment I'm being scolded by a multi-eyed tentacle monster. Maybe these are all just my deathbed hallucinations. I'm going insane. Some part of me enjoys this mad adventure. God, give me back my bills, my noodles, my arguments with strangers on the internet. I'm an adrenaline junkie. Disgusting. Now I have to deal with that too. In the midst of my contemplation, terrifying sounds emanate from my boss's office. Unfair bills, unacceptably large numbers. Of course, what else could upset him so much if not that? Steps. Another visitor. This one decided to come in through the door for a change. He seems unwell. I hope he doesn't knock over my shelves of shampoo with jojoba oil and delicate lilies on his way. Whoa! He's not just unwell, he looks like hell. Literally. All the skin on the left side is torn off from his jaw to his temple. I swallowed nervously. What kind of meat grinder has this guy been through? Looks like someone who could rip me apart if he doesn't like what he hears. I need to be careful if I don't want to become the next victim. Um... Uh... Getting tears, you don't work here anymore. How's life? Fucking awesome. Like a fairy tale. Thanks for asking. He would dramatically light a cigarette and stare into the void right now, but it seems he doesn't have the strength for that anymore. But he clearly wants to, I do too, even considering that I don't smoke. This profession's going to drive me crazy one day. Words clearly come to him with great difficulty, which is probably not surprising for a man without half a face. He clears his throat, but that doesn't help much. I need blood. He tried to smile. It would be charming if he still had all the necessary muscles for that. Now it will haunt me in my nightmares, among other things. Oh shit, the vampire! The client pauses again briefly to clear his throat. Let me see what we have. Yeah, good choice, babes. Step up to the storage. Just in case. He suddenly leans forward, boring into me with his remaining eye. Go and find me some goddamn blood. Go find the damn blood! Strange pressure builds in my head and the edges of my vision blur. An unyielding command blossoms in the center of my mind. I don't know why, but I feel an incredibly strong urge to find blood. Right now. My client is covered in blood, but still hungry. Maybe he thought it was something inedible. Or is it his own? I found myself in the storeroom, a tangled labyrinth of shelves, reaching up to the ceiling, stuffed with boxes, crates, and mysterious cans. In the corner, something rustled and snorted suspiciously. So, where could the blood be? I need to think fast. He's not going to wait forever. Right now, I'm on the very beginning of this crazy place. Food for mouth section. The signs are driving me insane. I really hope my manager will eventually learn English properly. I'm surrounded by pure madness of anxious packaging, and even in front of the department entrances, there's some baby food for cyborgs piled up. I'm frantically trying to decipher the crooked descriptions. In front of me are sections with food for mouth. Infused nutritional flow. Here are endless shelves of drinks next to Coca-Cola and bottles labeled liquid regret and primordial broth. Now with nucleotides. Cans labeled Pepsi, vodka, Slanechko. Ugh, I'd love to meet the person who came up with these names. I check on each shelf, pushing aside cans of essence of shit and giggles, but find nothing resembling blood. The closest thing is liquid hematogen in a giant wooden container. It smells worse than it looks. I go back. I hear knocking, and the dry rhythmic tapping of knuckles on a laminated countertop. It's not loud, but persistent and full of irritation. In front of me are sections with food for mouth. Dense energy blocks for chewing or food afraid of heat. Coldest corner of the store. A large freezer chest and refrigerator glass covered in frost. Next to the frozen pizza, gremlin cryo capsules. Among the buckets of ice cream, you can find flavors like minty tritium, liquid family. Oh my god. Huge freezer chamber. Human organisms. Section reeks of formaldehyde and horror. Glass jars filled with murky liquid sit on the shelves where Exhibits float. I try not to think about one of the containers holding a name tag that reads Kevin. Um, this one. The blood in this jar has a rich, almost glowing ruby hue. It looks healthy and full of energy. Michael, whoever you were on top. Champion's blood flowed through you. You were probably something like an energy drink for the undead. And yet here you are in a jar. There's something to ponder. He abruptly lifts his head as I approach. You already? His voice carries genuine surprise and clear relief. Oh, good thing you weren't wandering around for half an hour. Bring it here. My client finishes the jar and then grimaces. Ugh, crying out loud. The hell is this crap? Reads the note on the jar. Michael. Well, you were a lucky guy, Michael. Too bad I can't kill him a second time. Tastes like happy family. A successful career, retirement account, and this jerk probably never even had cockroaches. At least he's now... Okay, just stay quiet. Cool, you found human blood. Good job, you're sharp. Glad to please you, sir, and glad you no longer want to eat me. With that approach to business, you'll go far, babe. I'm gonna wash my dirty face. Don't get bored. While he's not here, I have a perfect opportunity to wipe away the bloodstains. I'm just scrubbing a pool of blood on my first day at work. Interesting story for Reddit. A wonderful tale. I'm doing just fine. Nobody's eaten me. Oh. Damn, why is he hot? Oh, this is why I like vampires. Vampires are sexy sons of bitches. Oh, God. Oh, hold on a second. Hang on. Oh, okay, not gonna lie, he kinda low-key cute. God damn. Ooh. Oh. Gold. Um. Okay, he's low-key kinda hot, not gonna lie. Like, holy shit. He's looking so much fresher with the second half of his face. Although his expression still resembles that of a constipated owl. I'll just stand here for a while, okay? Take a little break. Besides, there's nobody here with you right now. And just so you know, if you try to contact the werewolves, I'll take your head and crush it like a walnut. Damn. I'm David, by the way. A vampire, as you may have already guessed. What an incredibly interesting way to start an acquaintance. Especially that part about the walnut. Nice to meet you. Okay, Sayako. I knew a Sayako once. She used to trade kidneys in Venice Beach. She was a good girl until she got packed up. He's trying to provoke me, deliberately sharing the dirty details of his life to see how uncomfortable I get. I suppose I'm also selling some kidneys now. Catalog? Do you seriously have a catalog? He leans forward, genuinely intrigued, peering into the catalog. Gremlin kidneys? Is that a delicacy? Why does it say both delicacy and fuel and animal venom? Because it's a universal product. Want some? I do. Looks like I found my best customer for today. Now I have a vampire here, and he's regenerating. Wonderful. The main thing is to not accidentally blurt out something wrong. I need to be friendly. Um, are you sure you're a vampire, not a chupacabra? They drink blood too. Um, um... David lets out a quiet chuckle. The guy clearly expects people to be afraid of him. He might have looked lost when he first arrived here, but now, seeing my fear, he obviously feels right at home. It's not over yet. God damn. Although, you're too bony. And I'm sure you love to eat all this cheap crap. Like instant noodles. People like that, their blood's just not tasty. Only if there's nothing more interesting in that blood. Okay, let's get one thing straight. I'm not food and I'm not for sale. You don't like glutamate and cholesterol? They crunch on my teeth. Even cheap liquor is better. At least it warms you up and disinfects. Warms the body and soul. Vampires can be alcoholic. Another astonishing discovery from my shelf of amazing revelations, none of which I wanted to make. David slightly grimaces as he moves his hand. Damn muds. Probably not all the wounds have healed completely. And does being a vampire doctor fall under my duties? I think Bob said it was mandatory. Let me help. He looks at me skeptically. The offer of help is probably so foreign and unexpected to him that it leaves him momentarily dumbfounded. You... What? You want to play nurse? Flicker of confusion is replaced by something more intense. And it's just a couple of scratches and a little piece of ass that'll roll back on its own. I'm fine. You mentioned werewolves. It's probably not just a scratch. Let me try to help, okay? I give him a chance to save face. Now we're treating him not because he's a wimp, but because he survived an epic battle. A direct blow to his ego. The guy immediately starts puffing up with pride. His eyes light up. Uh-huh. I hope I didn't catch rabies. I decide to remain silent about how he's already pretty rabid. 4 against 1 in a narrow alley. You know, there's a myth about werewolves being damn noble, unlike us bloodsuckers. Well, that's a little crap. One of them was hiding in a trash can ready to jump out at me. My heart would have definitely stopped dead if it even still beat. It would have just ripped apart from a freaking heart attack. I'm afraid I'll never be able to take out the trash can without fearing for my life. Judging by that distant look, he's plagued by flashbacks of what he's been through. David awkwardly moves his injured arm. Alright. Hand over your first aid kit. I'm sure this won't be the last pack I'll have to take down. There are way too many stray dogs around these days. Damn you. Go ahead. Get your band-aids with Dr. Chocula or whatever you're selling. Whoa! David sheds his jacket, shirt, and t-shirt and settles onto a squeaky stool next to the counter. Holy shit, this guy's been through hell and he's kinda hot. He's about to face a serious trial, staying in a vulnerable position for a few minutes. For some reason, cruel fate hasn't made him claw-proof. He certainly looks like he was just thrown into a blender. Judging by those bullet scars, he's had quite an interesting past. Or maybe he was attacked by werewolf cowboys with guns. Most likely the former. By the way, I didn't know that corpses have doctors too. I thought the only doctor available to me now was the coroner. I'm rummaging through the necromancy kit that was sitting under the counter. It's heavy military-style metal box with a faded label reading Kit for Alternatively Living Organisms. Inside, besides standard bandages, there are some strange items. Silver tweezers, vials of thick glowing liquid, additional fingers, and of course an instruction manual. A cheap laminated brochure stained with something that looks like coffee. In the instructions, the first point states, determine whether you are dealing with a zombie. Ask your alternatively living subject if they ever wanted to eat someone's brain. David's clearly not a zombie. Move on to the next point. He glances skeptically at the pictures flashing in the instructions as I flip it over. Zombies, necromancers, abominations made of bones, flesh and cabbage swirl in front of his face like a mesmerizing kaleidoscope. And all of this lives in the city sewers? I don't know how you're gonna use bathrooms now. It would be great if you didn't notice that. Why do we have to deal with all of this? I steal a glance at my visitor. I wonder if werewolves just clawed him up or if he managed to kill someone too. My instincts, something out of the Stone Age, suggest that he could have. The guy has a killer's gaze. You see someone like him in an alley, your hand automatically reaches for your wallet and phone. I lower my eyes. Next point. Let's establish the nature of the injuries. What kind of wounds could werewolves leave? It's simple. You've got lacerations, claws, teeth, and a bit of saliva, possibly very contagious. David listens to this with the pride of a true soldier. Every word feels like a medal of valor. Something like that. He said it as if he didn't care, but I know better. Stroke his ego. Yeah, I get it. He chuckles happily, trying to hide a glimmer of pride behind humor. But I won't be fooled. David is no longer just a wounded sucker. He's a true gladiator, having survived a battle with rabid beasts. Absolutely epic. I read through what medication I need and grab the regenerating extract for alternative living life forms. Now all that's left is to apply this stuff, so I dip my fingers in the jar and suddenly he grabs my hand. Oh. Do something wrong. I'll rip your tonsils out through your ass. Damn. There we go. The phrase of any faceless representative of the service sector. My perfect shield against the surrounding world and the rude vampires that inhabit it. Watch yourself, you won't get a second chance. No, not my vampire doctor's license. I apply this black goo to the wound. A puff of steam rises from the wound and the air starts to smell like something's frying. It's probably very painful, but David remains calm. Not a single complaint, which is surprising. I hope it's not from your squid manager. Well, we all hope for that, buddy. Be more careful. My movements become slow and deliberate. I do everything cautiously, barely touching the skin around the wound, allowing him to get used to the stage. I can see the tense muscles in his back and shoulders relax slightly. He's still wound up, but relief is starting to wash over. Naturally, no thank yous or pleases from him, but at least he's no longer threatening to do something to my ass every 5 seconds. What are you talking about? What night? What battles? I fought in an alley stinking of urine against a bunch of dirty werewolves for territory on the outskirts of this godforsaken city. They tore my pants, and I had to take a new pair off a junkie who was lying in a puddle nearby. What am I, a knight of what? A knight of torn pants? Go to hell. David says this almost affectionately. It seems we're making progress in our relationship. Whoa, I never said this was a relationship. Hold on. To finish up, surprisingly, the wounds really are healing. The scars won't beautify this man. When are you doing all this? The question is asked in an astonishingly serious tone. He's driving me crazy, even more than that clown from earlier, it seems. Lie or tell the truth? Why? David's confused. In his system of beliefs, action always equals benefit. I'm throwing a wrench into his flawless long-running mechanism. I can't watch someone suffer. Wow. God bless your noble heart. He shifts awkwardly. Clearly, he's uncomfortable and unaccustomed to being the object of compassion, so he immediately hides behind yet another sarcastic comment. But what can I do? I feel sorry for every little kitten on the street. Sometimes I even feel sorry for especially large, nasty, troublesome kittens. Must be tough living with someone like that, huh? I bet you have 40 cats living in your apartment and all of them are strays. David reads me like an open book. It's amazing that he can even read at all. Most of the time, help isn't altruistic. People always want something in return, money, a favor, for you to take them off the hook. Helping people for no reason is like throwing shit against the wind. Alright, moving on. Screw this. I honestly don't care what's going on in your head. This is the most unconvincing lie I've ever heard in my life. Thank you. What? Am I hearing things? I thought he didn't know such words. I'm even afraid to breathe, so I don't scare off this rare, exotic display of politeness. He says that word as if he's pronouncing it for the first time in his life. I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually the case. Just a couple more seconds and he's back in front of the counter. So the client is fed, clean, and healed, and yet he's still here, not putting any money on the counter, and the tip jar is lacking. If this is going to be the second guy of the night who skips out on the tip, it's going to end badly. Bob's at the bottom shouldn't be visible. I look at him. He's supposed to be full of energy, but instead he looks lost. David is deep in thought, in that dark, gloomy little place that occupies his mind. Can I do anything else for you? This seemingly simple question stumps him. David frowned and looked past me for a while before responding. Yeah, you can do something. I'm curious about one thing. I haven't talked to a regular human in a long time. I wonder, by regular human, does he mean my extremely natural essence? I'm no vampire or werewolf or thieving gnome. Or does he mean my lack of criminal record and absence of drug or alcohol dependency? Or maybe he's looking for the perspective of an ordinary worker, a working-class person, a grey car. Did your face always look that funny when you're thinking about something? Damn it. I don't even get a chance to respond to his jab before he follows up. Let's conduct an experiment. Suppose you're now a free vampire, able to go wherever you want, do whatever you want. Where would you go? David looks at me expectantly. Oh God, my knee. Ugh. Excellent. He leans in a little closer, when suddenly we hear a wolf howling. I don't even have time to blink before David vanishes. Now he's a little bat hiding behind the counter. Listen up. Don't say anything about me. Sit tight and behave, or you'll feel incredibly shitty. Trust me, if you rat me out to that mud, I'll find a way to get out and twist your head off. There! The threat in his voice is completely lacking, mostly because his voice now comes from a very small, though angry bat. Werewolf. A werewolf is about to come in here now. Whoa, hi, big boy. Oh, hi. Oh, who's a good doggy? Who's a good doggy? A low rumbling bass, surprisingly calm and friendly. Oh god, I would ask if I could pet it, and I'd probably get my ass ripped apart. I'm listening. Apologies for this second intrusion. Edward, you can just call me Eddie. We're chasing down a certain pest. You haven't seen a vampire around here by chance, have you? You know, young, a bit scruffy, wearing a leather jacket. You see, here's the story. One of our packs nearly took out a vampire sire he's offering few and his offspring a few hours ago. It was a tough battle. We suffered losses. We tried to track them and found one of them, well, more like a pile of ash where he once lay. It seems one bloodsucker off the other one when he was weakened. Their family values are quite lacking. It seems patricide has occurred. David didn't tell me anything about it. Probably that's why he had all those questions about vampirism. He was trying to get advice on where to go next after killing his creator. Oh shit, I skipped all the questions, but in a completely idiotic way. You see, ma'am, vampires are parasites on the body of our society. They drink blood, like mosquitoes, but unlike mosquitoes, they kill their victims by draining them dry. They languish in boredom with their immortality and thus destroy human destinies. Play with them, torment them, and derive a semblance of pleasure from their suffering. They are devoid of true feelings. I look at David, devoid of any feelings. He's shaking all over. So I would be extremely grateful for any help. Okay, I could not give him away. And there's a chance he could leave a tip. If I'm nice. If I blackmail him, you know what, I'm gonna play nice. Bastards threatened me 5 minutes ago, but now he's small, trembling, and helpless. He's my bastard. Uh-oh. I force a smile and say I haven't seen anything. Quiet, peaceful night. Eddie examines me closely. He's probably catching a faint scent of blood, but my calm demeanor throws him off. Strange. Well, okay. If he shows up, just give a whistle. We won't we aren't far away from here. Good night, ma'am. The werewolf goes off to his important wolf business. David crawls out of his hiding spot. You could have turned me in. It's into my eyes as if trying to peer into my soul and understand what it's made of. And that would have been a sensible decision. But I'm glad you're not one of those sensible ones. David says this with genuine relief in his voice. He's grateful to me and now doesn't quite know what to do with the gratitude. He clears his throat awkwardly. So, what's the answer to my question? What would you do if you were a vampire? His gaze reminds me of a lost fighting dog. Without a master, he's restless and can't find his place. What an advisor he picked. May the Lord help him. take everything life has to offer. He chuckles. Eh, still waters run deep and all that. Any new road of adventure led you to a stinky gas station. Maybe you're right. The world isn't limited, smiles Taylor. He says this quietly, almost to himself, looking out the window at the dark, empty hallway. As if he's just remembered there's something beyond his cage of alleyways and gang showdowns. Here for future adventures. David says goodbye and leaves. The gas station sinks into absolute silence. Well, that was quite interesting. Yes, I made the right choice. Yeah, that was quite an interesting encounter. I really could have turned him in, but I didn't want to. I survived another visitor. It seems I'm starting to get used to this job. Wiping off the sticky residue, hoping it was just spilled soda from the counter, I suddenly hear the crunch of gravel outside. Hooves? What the It's a... Hello! God damn! This is definitely not enough. No, that is an incubus! The stranger leans against the counter, trying to look casual, but the way his tail twitches betrays his nervous tension. Ooh, okay, I'm getting a little warm. I'm getting a little warm here. Ooh, okay, he's kind of hot. Um, um, I'm thinking things I should not be thinking. A human female, a vampire, and a succubus. Or no, an incubus. Share a hotel room? Sounds like the start of a bad fucking fanfic. I am all over it. Okay. Hi. God damn, you're fucking cute. He clears his throat. Hello, babe. Oh shit, okay. Let me try something. My name is Victor. Aren't your parents pirates by any chance? Okay, that's a shit fucking... No more Russian accents. What the fuck was that shit? Um, no, sir, my parents are not pirates. I can almost read it in his eyes. I've practiced this so many times and I'm still stumbling. He breathes in fits and starts and forces a nervous, trembling smile. It's very surprising. Oh, god damn it, why am I still doing the Russian thing? That they aren't pirates, because you are a real gem, miss. Oh my god, you illuminate this dirty gas station with your... Oh, fucking hell. I mean, you clean it very well. This is not a complaint to you. It's just... Uh, forget it. You're a gem. Let's leave it at that. Awkwardly smile in response to encourage him. Yet we go. I give him a light, hesitant smile. Awkward, a bit forced, but undoubtedly encouraging. Victor awkwardly smiles back, wagging his tail a little. Oh dear God, no. He's incredibly happy that I didn't start an exorcism ritual. Didn't call security, though. Though there is probably none anyway. But worst of all, the security of this establishment's my responsibility. Then his smile gradually fades and he looks away nervously. May I ask a question? His face is burning. Victor takes another deep, frantic breath. His stomach's growling so horribly. I hope the guy's okay. Is it really that bad? I mean, is my flirting technique really that terrible? Awkwardness is a great style. I liked it. This might be the best compliment he's ever heard in his life. Probably the only one. You liked it? His voice mixes surprise, disbelief, and a shy glimmer of hope. I'm glad you like awkwardness, because I have plenty of it. You probably noticed. Right off the bat, is it really written on my face? Actually, I initially chose this tactic to charm you, miss. Of course, everything went according to plan. Oh god, it's one of these types. He coughs shyly and mumbles something to himself. Then he shifts his gaze back to me. Actually, miss, I'm here to acquire. He doesn't get to finish. We have a visitor. What the fuck are you? She stands next to the counter, clicking her mandibles impatiently. 2 packs of Babsy and a pack of screaming cheese and a bag of fairy fingers. Oh god, it's okay. Let me see here. Oh fuck, I suck at voices. 2 packs of Babsy, a pack of screaming cheese, and a bag of fairy fingers, darling. Okay, there we go. By the way, your gas attendant is a real sweetheart. It's frightening to imagine what my invisible colleague looks like. He hasn't even bothered to say hello. And hurry up, I need to rush. I have a lot of work waiting for me today. I'm starting to pack the order. At the same time, this incubus awkwardly tries to hit on the lady. And I thought we had something special. Apparently, the failed Casanova decided to try his luck on a new victim. Wow, you seem, so busy and cool, ma'am, and you must have a very wonderful job. She starts clicking her mandibles energetically, producing a buzzing sound that vaguely resembles laughter. Wonderful? Oh, yes, wonderful. Wonderful for those who don't like to eat, sleep, or see their children grow. Really, the best job in all the 9 worlds. Speaking of children. Victor barely recovers from her sarcasm, and the lady immediately pulls a wallet out of her bag and unfolds it. Over and over again. It seemed endless. This is Goo Goo. He has his father's mandibles. Victor gazes into the abyss, and the abyss gazes back, revealing baby pictures. The seduction attempt has failed, again. Like any mother, Lady Mantis loved her children and considered it her sacred duty to tell every passing incubus about them. This is Gogo. He's in rebel phase right now. He pierced his mandibles. Can you imagine? He makes such a racket when he eats. The image of a larva in a biker jacket makes me snort and reminds me of David. And this is Gigi and Gaga, the larvae, but already so talented. What talents can larvae have? They just lie there and eat. I mean, I do too, though. Wait, don't think about that. You have very beautiful children, ma'am. All 20 of them. Incredibly cute. Peach. It's just the first wallet. Uh. There we go. Oh, I got a bit carried away. I really am in a hurry. Oh, here, your money, darling. Victor watches her disappear into the night, then turns to me with a grateful look. Thank you, miss. I couldn't handle 20 more kids. To be honest, I already broke down at the 8. And I thought looking after a cat was hard. The lady left very little in tips. Probably all our money went to her children. Victor suddenly remembers he came here to buy something. However, my visitors rarely recall that. I need a book. Victor scans my stinking supernatural realm of discount rotten chocolate bars. It's, a guide for, well, succubi and incubi. I can't remember what it's called, but I've definitely heard something about it. Could you take a look? It's definitely not for me. It's for my less experienced friend because I'm, employee of the month in my lair. He didn't specify whether he was the worst or the best employee of the month. Well, life force harvesting for dummies or something like that. I hear him mumbling quietly to himself. Such a shame. Should have just stayed home and rewatched Evangelion for the 10th time. I'm heading to the storage room. Just a few hours before, I was rushing around here looking for blood for a very hungry monster. Now all these vials, eyes, and tentacles feel less ominous. A gigantic dead moth lies on top of one of the boxes. Or perhaps it's just very tired. I'm rummaging through the book section deep in between baboon metaphysics and limits of patience of your dead servants. I find the desired volume. I come back from the storage room holding the forbidden mind-bending treatise titled Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Demons and Everything You Didn't Want to Know About Them. Wow, this is definitely better than those PDF guides from various sites for, never mind who. Clearly not for the whole family. Let's study it? Yes, it would be very unusual if he just paid me, tipped me, and moved along. I don't expect too much from this life. But in fact, this will be an entertaining educational lesson. It certainly won't be unnecessary. Okay. And the guy looks like those pictures are enough to make him faint. The sooner this is over, the sooner I can send him on his way. We find a cozy spot next to the counter. I pull the grimoire closer. I open the book, and the pages, yellowed and brittle with age, release a cloud of dust and indecent, horrifying desires. Incubi, the nature of the tempting rogue, hooves of desire. Tempting rogues. Oh, that's me! Yes, definitely me. Those are just like mine. You have no idea how awful they clop, especially on tiles. When you sneak to the fridge at night, the whole house wakes up with you. Everyone thinks there's a big clumsy cow living in your apartment. Victor, you look more like a sleep paralysis. I'm not gonna be mean. Yeah, I think you really are an incubus. They're all purple. Oh, you're right. All incubi really are purple. I thought my skin color was just some kind of coincidence. Like when you create a character in a video game and just spin the color wheel until you stumble upon something weird. He gives me a cautious look as if not entirely sure about the coolness of his purple hue. I love the color purple. Too bad I'm not purple. His face immediately brightens with a smile. Yeah, well, I think it's pretty cool too. It's nice to know you like my, what's it called? Demonic phenotype. Uh-huh. Victor turns his attention back to the book and runs his clawed finger down the lines. Incubi. Appreciators of the vibrant hue of the soul. They draw power not from blood or life force, but from the pure, potent energy of mortal emotions. And although a refined bouquet of positive emotion is the preferred ambrosia, fancy word, a practitioner can also sustain themselves with more coarse, fickle energies of negativity. Despair, horror, and humiliation provide a quick, albeit unpleasant, rush of power. It's no wonder that now, after an argument with someone in the comments, I feel like I've eaten a few raisins. Judging by the expression on his face, he clearly isn't cut out for horrors and humiliations. His limit is probably arguing on 4chan. Also, what kind of a source of horrors and humiliations, but still, it's a bit different. An incubus can, albeit less effectively, form a symbiotic connection by feeding off a single consenting mortal vessel. Kinky. The mortal vessel, in turn, can absorb some of the power from the incubus, among other things, their immortality. Wow. Sounds like a decent deal. I certainly always had plenty of emotions, mostly hatred for the fact that to earn money you have to work. A whole mountain of raisins for Victor, or whatever he called it. What a relief. Just one person. That thought of having to chase after a whole bunch of strangers makes me feel sick. Oh. Strangers are the scariest thing right after rent. Yeah, I totally understand you. It's probably even harder to deal with clients like me. Communication is already a horror show in itself. And then you add, literal horror with vampires and ghosts. Just a nightmare. He really looks at me with sympathy. He feels sorry for me. I don't even know how to react to that. Trying to understand what people want from you is quite the challenge. It's like trying to play a game with its rules changing every 5 seconds. Oh god, leg. Oh, hold on, guys. Ah. Ooh. Owie, 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 owie. Oh, stretch. Oh, okay. And someone has turned off your screen and you're paralyzed. Basically, yeah, I completely get you. Victor flips through the grimoire, reading the chapter titles. Techniques of rogue seduction, juicy emotional juices, what the fuck? Using lascivious energies for thaumaturgical purposes. I don't even want to know. What the hell is thaumaturgical purposes? I just want to not starve without energy. And maybe pay my rent. I don't need to be the lusty cousin of Doctor Strange. His finger finally jabs at a random chapter title somewhere in the middle. Love letters. It seems completely and irrevocably outdated, especially that part about carrier pigeon colors. Love letters? Who writes love letters anymore? It should apply to text messages now, right? But this, is a good start. Let's work on this before moving on to more complex seduction methods. That's not what I thought that said. He pulls out a pen from somewhere, a cheap ballpoint with a little anime cat charm on the end. I hand him a grease-stained napkin, like everything in this rotten place. The book says to convey aching adoration and a hint of forbidden desire. Victor starts scribbling something on the napkin. Maybe something like this? Oh, that's kind of cute. I think it conveys aching adoration perfectly. Really? You think so? Thanks. I mean, it's obviously a silly picture, but it has a lot of layers of meaning, you know? It's like it's saying, I'm just a humble being unworthy of your gaze, but I'm supported only by crumbs of your attention. Oh. Victor continues to flip to the book. Hold on, guys, I need a drink. Recognizing the desires of the vessel. He scans the first few lines of text. It's all about observing subtle hints, interpreting body language, and engaging in candid conversations to uncover the special nature of mortal carnal desires. He glances at me. What does vessel Sayako want? Oh god, Sandra Buttigieg, I don't think so. The vessel wants a simple human sofa and cuddles on it. Great, and pizza, right? In his eyes is genuine sympathy and understanding of every delicate string of my unfortunate lonely soul. That's honestly quite a simple desire. I think if the criteria for the second person on the couch aren't too strict, I could easily help. Aww. Though sometimes I comment too loudly on what's happening on screen. I hope that's not too much of a problem. Sometimes you just can't help but make a stupid comment. 10, 20, in 5 minutes. Especially when you know some facts about the movie. Oh. We continue to study the villainous seduction manual. The art of verbal seduction and slippery flattery. To his surprise, Victor finds no mention of the fact that pirate compliments work on living people. We examine the first paragraph where words are labeled as keys to the treasure chest of the heart, and flattery is described as a powerful aphrodisiac for the ego. It's all very dramatic, but the main idea is quite simple. Say nice things, don't say unpleasant things. This is definitely outdated. If I tell someone that his eyes are double gateways to the Champs Elysees, I'll definitely get sprayed with pepper. And this, good lord, when I kiss you, I tremble like a paralyzed beggar? How is that even supposed to work? No, that's too much even for me. Victor clears his throat. His gaze slides over to me, trying to latch onto something particularly attractive about my appearance. You have very okay, he's trying. Give him that. Thank you. No problem. I mean, they really are. They have a very elegant curve. Aesthetically pleasing. 11 out of 10 on the ear attractiveness scale. Oh, ears on my head are 11 out of 10. Will there ever be a happier day in my life? He takes a deep breath, gathering his courage for another compliment. Actually, you seem so calm and collected. You remain polite no matter what. Patient. That's an incredibly rare phenomenon, especially in a place like this. You have to be incredibly strong to stay so cool under pressure. This person was struck down by ordinary basic politeness. That says a lot about our society. That wasn't bad. He smiles gently in response. Despite everything, he starts to relax. He's probably beginning to feel more comfortable around me. I would have never thought a monster would have to struggle with discomfort from interacting with a mortal soul, and not the other way around. Another chapter. How to be a mirror. I didn't know we could change. Oh, it's metaphorical. The text describes the principle of subtly borrowing mannerisms, speech patterns, and even expressed opinions of the victim to create a sense of closeness and understanding. The path of least resistance to gaining mortal attachment. Oh no, what about all that stuff about just be yourself and everything will work out? My mom lied to me, didn't she? The similar interests, ugh. What do ordinary people like? Football and the weather? Definitely not anime and Dark Souls. Discussing the brilliant soundtrack of Silent Hill with people is a bad idea, that's for sure. Alright, practice. The book says that practice is the key to success. Victor lifts his gaze to me. Play along with me, please. Like we just met. Oh dear God. Beautiful mortal soul, I have appeared to you in half-dreams so many times that I finally decided to find you in reality. I won't let you go so easily again. Even if the words aren't the most elegant, there's something supernatural about them. I still begin to feel pull. A shiver runs down my spine. Come on, okay. God damn it, this is cute. He moves closer, his movements suddenly become smooth and eerily graceful. The words this creature now speaks bypass my mind and penetrate straight into some primal parts of my brain. I play along, but part of me realizes this isn't entirely a game. I am a mortal being and he's a demon from hell who came for my wretched soul. I know this is dangerous, mortal, that it's wrong. It's forbidden fruit, but doesn't that make it all the sweeter? Oh, no, the last remnants of reason within me protest. Oh, yes, everything else replies. I lean into him with my whole body, eager to hear the last forbidden, incredibly sensual. Ow! Damn it, my leg just cramped. Fuck. Oh, that ruined it, son of a bitch. The resonant hum abruptly cuts off. We're back in that little gas station. Sorry, I couldn't hold the seductive pose for more than 10 minutes. But it seemed like we were doing pretty well, right? What even was that thing? He's flipping through the treatise a bit longer before letting out a sigh. His stomach growls again. It seems he could use an emotional snack. I think we've covered all the important stuff. I suppose it's time to wrap things up. He starts to rise from the floor. Wait, how did it happen that no one explained anything to you? Even I had a briefing, a 2-minute one. I'll tell you, but promise you won't laugh? I promise. Relief washes over his face. Yeah, wonderful. I accidentally sold my soul in the darknet. He holds a dramatic pause. Go on. Fuck, what an idiot I was. I dropped out of college back then because of constant stress, moved into a tiny dump, and barely left my apartment. I was scraping by with some freelance work. I talked, well, sometimes I chatted with various anonymous folks from 4chan. People without names, gender, or age. And then I stumbled upon a... What did I have to lose? Definitely not Demon7566 in the chat offered me a chance to escape loneliness. Later, after I turned into this creature, he told me he did it for laughs. He left no instructions, just wrote "get good" in the chat, deleted all contacts. He was curious to see if I could handle it. His chance to escape loneliness turned out to be putting me in an incredibly deadly situation. He lifts his eyes to me. This memory is a fresh wound for him. Before I can even respond, he jumps up from the floor. But I've already wasted enough of your time. He clops his way to the counter. Well, to be honest, I didn't really understand much. Those chapters are so strange. He lets out a quiet chuckle. But you know what? It was great. I haven't had this much fun in a while. I think I even ate properly, finally. Positive energy, I mean. Thanks for the lunch. I'm not sure if I need to pay for that too, but I'll leave some money just in case. His tail twitches awkwardly. I haven't really interacted with people since college killed my will to live. It felt strange not to feel like such an idiot around someone. Thank you very much. He tosses some money in the jar and then takes a deep breath and adds, and maybe someday we could, well, hang out together? Not as a lesson, just play some silly games, like friends. Oh boy. His tail starts wagging wildly, knocking over 3 bags of chips, a can of soda, and a bottle of gloomy tea. I'm in. Of course I'm ready. He struggles to rein in the flow of enthusiasm and takes a frantic breath. See you then. Goodbye. Bye, Sayako. Good luck with your shift. It was nice to meet you. Oh, this poor thing. The gas station returned to silence, broken only by the hum of refrigerators and my own too loud thoughts. So, a crazy god, a vampire thug, and a shy incubus walk into a gas station. Sounds like the start of a really bad joke. My life is now a joke. Just great. I just wanted to pay my bills. I didn't sign up for intermedial dimension quarrels and therapy sessions for the undead. And on the other hand, I wasn't eaten, and I wasn't turned into a piece of furniture. By the standards of this night, that's a resounding success. I cautiously glanced at the door to Bob's office. There was a low, guttural humming like a giant disgruntled computer tower was working inside. The clock on the wall indicated it was the end of my shift. With every sigh of relief, I began closing up the place. Finally, I walked to the front door, inserted the key into the lock, and was about to turn when suddenly... Organism! I jumped in place, nearly dropping everything. Acceptable, organism. You have shown potential. However, potential without full realization is nothing but causing dust on my appendages. Try harder, and maybe one day you will earn the right to behold the manager's restroom. Safe journey to your human refuge. What a relief. He vanished as suddenly as he appeared, leaving nothing but ringing silence behind. I stood for a few seconds, processing what I'd heard. Then I slowly turned the key in the lock. Click. First shift completed. I survived. And now I can do anything, which means... Romantic evening awaits you. Call Victor a return home. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm gonna quick save. Oops. Okay, guys. I don't know what to do. Okay. I don't know. Victor returned to the store to Bob. I'm not that overly enthusiastic, at least not about those tentacles. Or go home. Okay, I said I was gonna do this all in one playthrough, but I did not realize that this game was gonna be like this. I thought it was just like basically surviving something. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. If you guys want me to call Victor, 1 in the comments. If you think I should go back to the tentacle manager, 2 in the comments. If you think I should go home, 3 in the comments. Okay? So either 1 to call Victor, 2 to go back to the store, or 3 to go home. I am going to leave this. Go get it uploaded. I will let you guys make the decision for me. And I will act on whatever decision you guys decide to do. I love you guys, as always. I am throwing this decision on you because I don't know what to do. So, remember, 1 for call Victor, 2 for going back to the store, or 3 for going home. I am going to leave this here. I'm going to upload it. And I will come back to this tomorrow. I will look at the comments, and whatever is the vast majority number, that is what I will do. So, I love you guys. And I am going to see you in the next video. Okay? Bye!